pluggers? This is checking on the tea. Welcome to another edition of the Nitro Podcast. I'm a little lively today. What's up? So today we are doing a Terror Trap review of the movie Deadstream. I know it came out last year, so it's a little late for it, but I still want to do a video because I was going to do one with Dr. Porn. We ended up not doing it, so we're here. But before we start the little review that I have for you today, I wanted to congratulate Sammy Duarte for winning the arcade, entering our raffle, you know, all that thing. We'll have an interview with him, and we'll, you know, give him the arcade so that he can take it home, do with it whatever he wants. He can fuck it. I don't care. I mean, I do care. Don't fuck it. Just play. Like this. But anyways, so with that said, welcome back. Let's do this review. So Deadstream, the movie that's on Shudder, directed and starring Joseph Winter. I believe that it's a pretty cool movie. It has like a 6.6 on IMDb. For whatever reason, I do think that like critics don't really like horror movies. They only like really serious ones. They don't really like see the art, I guess, in like comedy and stuff, comedy horror. But this is definitely a comedy horror. It's fun as hell. You guys should watch it for reals. So it's about this guy, Sean Rudy or Ruddy, whatever it is, and he's kind of like one of those like piece of shit streamers, kind of like a Jake Paul, you know, one of those that are like vloggers, but like David Dubbrik, I think that's his name, that piece of shit. Well, he's kind of like him, so it is like a satire kind of thing, making fun of all these people that are, you know, pieces of shit. But so he starts losing a bunch of followers. He calls them his sponsors, which are his patrons. And yeah, sponsors too. He has sponsors. But they kind of like block him off of the internet because he went to jail. For whatever reason, he's been doing a bunch of shit. I guess he has said some insensitive things before. We don't really know exactly what. So during the movie, he kind of hints at what he said or what he did. But he's just a piece of shit, greedy fucking douchebag. And he's kind of likable, to be honest. Maybe not at the beginning, but you kind of start liking him a lot. But so he wants to get his followers back, his patrons back, all that shit. So what he does is that he says he's gonna go to one of these most haunted houses that are in the middle of nowhere, and he'll lock himself in there. He'll spend the night there. He promises that if he hears something paranormal, he'll go to it instead of running away from it. So this is where it all starts. Of course, he goes, takes out the spark plugs of his car, throws them in the woods because he's like protecting from myself or whatever. He locks himself with a lock inside of the house and throws the key away, which is fucking stupid. And this is where the whole fucking, movie... What's cool, what's original about this movie is that it does feel like it's a stream. You have the chat going on. Not all the time. Like, he pulls it up and he'll read comments. People tell him what to do. People will tell him, like, we saw a ghost here, can you check it out? Like, shit like that. And I think it's a pretty fucking awesome idea. I'm gonna go on a limb by saying that I believe that this is like the newer iteration of like an Evil Dead kind of thing. Because it does have that feel of one person in a creepy house where shit is going crazy, and the ghosts are not necessarily all the time scary, but they're kind of gory and funny. And it's it's the same. I would say that you would say the same amount of like fun have had. You would. I don't know. It's a fucking cool movie, to be honest. That's why I put on the thumbnail the poster reminiscent of Evil Dead poster, except with Sean in it. He has a bunch of GoPros everywhere. He puts cameras everywhere. He can control them with his iPad. So it's a pretty cool concept. He is no Bruce Campbell. Of course, he's not as charismatic. Like I said, you kind of don't like him at the beginning, and then you just end up liking him. Kind of like you don't want him to die, but it's fucking cool. The effects are cool. The gore is pretty alright. It's awesome. I've watched it 3 times because I love it that much. If I could buy it on Blu-ray, I would probably will. I just want to see the behind the scenes and stuff and how they did it. Because it's not like a large crew or anything. But it's a pretty fucking awesome movie. You guys should truly check it out on Shudder. You can rent it like on YouTube and stuff. But just get Shudder and check it out, because I couldn't believe it the first time I saw it. One person had told me it's kind of like Evil Dead, but I was like, okay. And then I saw it and I was like, yeah, it truly is. And like I said, he's not charismatic like Bruce Campbell, but he does say like a bunch of ridiculous shit where it makes you like, that's what I like, that he reacts like we would react. So if he's scared of something, he'll be like, fuck this, I'm not going in that room. Kind of like Bruce Campbell was until he started getting some courage towards the end of like Evil Dead 2, I would say. That's how Sean is. So it doesn't have like over the top, super ridiculous things. I think some things, yeah, they are ridiculous, but it was pretty well made. So it's like a combination of like a found footage movie, just in the times now with all the technology we have. So with the chat, you know, the internet at his fingertips. So I think it's a pretty cool fucking idea. It's an awesome movie. I don't think that they should remake it or anything, because I know that like if it was like hugely successful, they would just try to remake it with somebody else. So don't. Bruce Campbell doesn't need it. We have Evil Dead, the second Evil Dead of the new iteration coming out, so we'll see. But with that said, I'm gonna give my review of Deadstream. Pretty fucking cool movie, and to be honest, I think it's a fucking, it's gonna be like a cult classic. So I'm not gonna give it a 10 out of 10. I did fucking love it, and one of my favorite movies of last year, 2022. So I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. Only giving it a 9 out of 10 out of 10 because of that factor that like you really don't like this guy. He's kind of annoying at the beginning, but then you kind of like learn to love him, kind of. And it's pretty cool, actually. So also the fucking fact that not a lot of people worked on this movie, and that the director, which makes sense, he's the one with the camera attached to his head, is the same as the actor. So, you know, I would love to know more about this guy, because he fucking pulled it off. So 9 out of 10 from here at the Night Drop podcast. So go watch it, man. Deadstream, it's fucking streaming on Shudder. You can rent it, probably like $3.99. Just fucking do it. Have a good time. This one is a good time where you can get like a fucking pizza, you know, have your friends there and watch this shit. I showed it to my daughter. I showed it to Dr. Porn. I watched it by myself at 3 in the morning, which was fucking, that was fucking perfect. It's a good fucking movie. So if you like horror comedies, if you like that kind of like haunted house, one person in it kind of thing, this is pretty cool, especially for our times. It's gonna be for us, for the streamers, for the YouTubers. So there you go. So with that said, 9 out of 10. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, at Nitro Podcast on all social media, on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Follow us everywhere. Remember to follow Juan at Juan Ornelas. He's, you know, our resident fucking guest that we have. We'll have more guests. Hopefully we'll have the tattoo artist that won the arcade. And we'll see you on the next video. But thank you guys. Remember to subscribe. Click that fucking button, like, the bell, all that shit. And we'll see you on the next video. Later, bitches. Ah.